My question to you is, what's your stance on reparations? We all know that America became great, off the backs of free black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Asking for specifics for black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century with very little in return. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative?
Thank you, Zeke.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for your work. So to your point, yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class. My mother, worked hard, raised me and my sister. And by the time I was in high school, she was able to afford our first.
She cannot get away without talking about that middle class or giving that middle class line. All right, this is Kamala Harris. This is Vice President Kamala Harris running for the president of the United States, saying that she would seriously consider taxpayer-funded reparations. Taxpayer-funded reparations to people that have never been slaves from people that have never been slave owners. This also coming from a vice president who, quite frankly, has a family lineage of slave ownership on her father's side. This is an absolute joke. How much will she be given? She's also married to a white man or a Jewish man. So what's going to be her cut of the reparations? This is an absolute ridiculous argument. This is Kamala Harris being desperate and pandering to black voters. And quite frankly, this talk of reparations needs to stop. No one living today, no black person living in America today is a slave unless you're being sex trafficked, quite frankly, then you're not a slave. And there's no white people around that have been slave owners. As a matter of fact, if you consider Ellis Island, the vast majority of Americans today are descendants from people that came to America after the slave trade, after the Civil War. This is a complete and utter joke, and we should not take this seriously whatsoever. But you need to understand what's going on. This is all Kamala Harris. This is all Kamala Harris has. This is state-sponsored racism. All right. This is state-sponsored racism. God looks at the heart. Man looks at the outward appearance. This is Kamala Harris. This is a sin. This is sad. This is wrong. We should not take this lady seriously. Unfortunately, there's more news out. This is Kamala Harris pandering to the black vote even more. Here's something that she released today. This is Kamala Harris will create an opportunity agenda for black men. You see, Kamala Harris isn't doing well with the black crowd. She isn't doing well with black men. She's performing below her Democratic predecessors, whether that's Barack Obama, whether that's Joe Biden, whether that's Hillary Clinton. She's not been performing well when it comes to blacks. And she's even starting to lose ground, obviously, with Latinos, but even some females, as it turns out. Now, listen, we still have 3 weeks away before Election Day. However, early voting has started this week. So those of you that are conservative, those of you that are Republicans, get out and vote. But this lady is a complete and utter disaster. This lady is, listen, if you want this racism, if you want the racial division to end, this is not the person to vote for. Kamala Harris is not the person to vote for. And quite frankly, this is why Barack Obama is no help to Kamala Harris at all, because all people do is recollect the times when Barack Obama was in office and we had racial division. You had Obamacare that raised the cost of healthcare in America when we were told that it was going to bring down the cost of healthcare. You have a lower standard of living. Remember, with all of the racial divisiveness that Barack Obama spread when it came to Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, and you have Barack Obama come out. If I had a son, he would have looked like Trayvon Martin. It's just absolute nonsense. He did everything that he could to stoke racial division. Do you want more of that? If you want more of that, if you don't want racial healing, vote for Kamala Harris. Now, this stuff, I don't even think this stuff is going to happen. This is an absolute joke. It would not pass in the Senate, but this is Kamala Harris. She's so desperate. This tells you that her campaign is, listen, I don't know what the internals are saying, but her campaign must be hemorrhaging black males for her to go on Charlemagne's show and say, listen, or basically consider reparations. Who's going to sign up for that? What congressmen in their right mind, besides the squad, are going to sign up for this? What senators in their right mind are going to sign up for this without being at stake at losing their seat in the next election cycle? Reparations. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Now, let's play another video clip. Was it video clip number 6? This is Kamala Harris on Charlemagne, more of Charlemagne, surprisingly not pushing the issue when it comes to Kamala Harris being able to offer nothing more than talking points to her viewers or to her listeners, to her constituents. Let's go ahead and roll it. Clip number 6, please.
Now, one thing they've been saying, a lot of your press hits get criticized. Folks say you come off as very scripted. They say you like to stick to your talking points. And some media says you have.
That would be called discipline.
Oh, okay. Speak to that.
But go on.
No, I was
Ooh, speak to that. No, that would be called an empty vessel. That would be called someone that has absolutely nothing to offer the American people. Now, I must admit, discipline sometimes is a good thing when it comes to politics. There's times if you deny this, I think you're lying. There's times where I wish President Trump was more disciplined. However, President Trump he gets stuff done when he's governing, or at least he did when he was president. Lord willing, he will be president again. Elected this November and sworn in January. But this idea that she's disciplined, no, she's an empty suit. She's an empty vessel. She can't talk policy. All she can do is attack Trump. And then all she can do is go back to the same old lines. Well, I grew up in a middle class family, and this is all Kamala Harris has to offer. This lady is an empty vessel. Now, again, if you want racism, you want racial division, this is your girl. I frankly believe that she would make Barack Obama look like a piker when it came to stoking racial animosity and racial rhetoric if she were to become the president of the United States of America. And I think you need to seriously consider that, because although this idea of reparations, in my opinion, wouldn't go anywhere, don't think that she won't use that issue as a cudgel to try to sway the black vote. Whether it's this election or, God forbid, she wins in a re-election campaign. Now, here's something else that came out that I found interesting. Here's some more of Kamala Harris's policy. She says that she's going to create an opportunity agenda for black men. Now, in my opinion, with this, Kamala Harris has just lost the Latino vote. And listen, and when I say that, I should say more of the Latino vote is what I should say. To be clear, I think she's just lost more independents with these policy proposals. So she says that she wants to create an opportunity agenda for black men. She wants to provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable, up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. So if you're white, if you're Latino, if you're Asian, this does not apply to you, but you get to pay for it with your tax dollars. And quite frankly, so with the black people that would be getting the loans. All this would do is drive up inflation because you would have more government spending. See, government only has the money that they take from you. This is absolutely amazing. She wants to support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for black men, including pathways to become teachers. Now, just imagine, I hate using this type of tactic, but it's true. Imagine if this said that she wants to support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for white men. Just imagine that. You can't say that. Man looks at the outward appearance. God looks at the heart. This lady is a stone cold racist. Protect cryptocurrency investments so black men who make them know their money is safe. Quite frankly, if the government is trying to protect cryptocurrency, then your cryptocurrency isn't safe. All right. They're just trying to get their hands on it. Launch a national health initiative focused on the illnesses that disproportionately impact black men. How about health initiatives that impact all Americans of all different ethnic groups? Legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry. Okay, so legalize recreational marijuana so that more Black men are not sober, so that more Black men are losing brain cells. This is what she thinks of you. This is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris in the nutshell. The question is, as a Black male voter, can you be bought by Kamala Harris? And quite frankly, it isn't. I'm not even sure that's the right question to ask, because you're going to be ripped off. You're going to be stolen from. These are your tax dollars that would go into paying for these policies that would cause more inflation, more unemployment. This is an absolute joke, but this is what you have to look forward to. If Kamala Harris becomes president, expect more racial division in the United States of America. Guys, we have a great opportunity this election cycle. Make sure this lady doesn't win. A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving MyPillow with a ton of extra MyPillows. But you know what? That's their loss, and it's your gain. For the first time ever, you can get a standard classic MyPillow for wholesale prices. That's just $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, they're offering their entire classic collection at wholesale prices. You can get the queen size MyPillow for just $18.88. You can upgrade to a king for only $1 more. You can get the body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use MyPillows for only $9.88. Go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code Carl, or call 800-858-0263 to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever. On top of that, receive free shipping on orders that are over $75. They have never been offered this low before. Okay, so there are limited quantities at this price. So the limit is 10. And once they're gone, they are gone. So go to MyPillow.com or give them a call at 800-858-0263 and use the promo code Carl, C-A-R-L. I don't spell it like the commie, to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88. That's the lowest price ever. And also know that you're supporting American manufacturing and American jobs, along with getting a good night's rest. MyPillow.com, promo code Carl.